Alrighty, we got a big one here today. OSS 124, one of the purple text games. It's considered, I guess, a main event, but there's a lot of games that could be considered a main event for for the OSS, so I'm just going to call it OSS 124. So what we have here is a $630 buy-in, $600 for the prize pool, $30 for the rake. Prize pool of 1 million. We had a field of 1,626, which came extremely close to breaking that $1 million guarantee, but came up, I think, maybe one or two short. So there's our prize pool, and because it's such a big game, the shout out section gets to be extra long. So shout outs to all these guys. It is a 8 max tournament, as most of them are on ACR. So once again, as usual, we're going to stop at 9 and then kick this game off. And this time I will not make nearly as many mistakes as a commentator as I did last time, because this one is just Hold'em. I can handle Hold'em action. I know what beats what in Hold'em. Alright. Lot of talented players there, and stop. The Black Mamba was the final table bubble person. Alrighty. No more beating around the bush. It's Hold'em, but it's Hold'em for a whole lot of money. Now, what I will say as we kick things off here is, of course, as usual, I've stalked the field just to see which country they're from and everything, to provide a little bit more extra information. I was sort of kind of semi-watching because I was thinking about covering it last night, but there was a 1 hour period where the action was from 13 players down to 9. And that was 1 hour, 4 whole levels passed. And standard all in from the small blind, because the big blind is short stacked and probably doesn't want to go for it. But yeah, there were 4 whole levels. And it's sitting out now. That's interesting. That passed, and the field went from 13 down to 9. So the action got very slow, and the result of that is, as we can see here, the blinds are enormous. 2.5 million. Let's briefly do a conversion here. Hello, trips for Dozierson. And he's the big stack with 50.5 big blinds. Yeah. You see how many big blinds these guys have. Yeah, as high stakes as this affair is, it figures to go relatively quickly because of how big the blinds are. Generally, the will to make a final table exceeds the will to not get eliminated. Oh, see? What am I saying? Takawan with a very poorly timed bluff. I like the bluff in a vacuum. Obviously, in this case, it's not going to work. Dozier ooh! Oh, I felt that one from here. Takawan might be out of the tournament on this very hand. He was going for a bluff. Dozierson just called, and that allowed Takawan to hit a queen on the turn. Guess what? Takawan is drawing dead. There's the all-in. Takawan's got top pair. Good kicker. He goes for it. Quads on the river just to rub it in for Dozierson. He wins a 154 million chip pot to kick this final table off. Technically a second hand, because that was an all-in from Global Elite on the other one. But how about that? How'd you like that to be the way you start a final table? Man, oh man. 77 million chips. There's all these guys with 20 to 40 million, and you're the one who goes out. That's gotta sting. He started the final table in 3rd place, which would have been 93,500. Instead, he only takes 19,000. Now, honestly, looking at this prize pool, I'm in favor of the way it's structured here. The OSS, they definitely have a much better payout structure than some of the other ones that we've seen, like the Venom, for instance, and the Dream coming up. Yeah, no complaints from me on this one. Dozierson. My dude. Could raise to just about any two cards at this point and get credit. Now, DMZ here, with a surprise ladder up, might go for it with the fives. I would not expect him to. DM Zonda. Not entirely sure how to best say that. Now the 6-2 decides to make the call and gets out flopped. He was already behind, obviously. 6-2 is never ahead of anything. Pre-flop. I suspect Dozerson will just bet and take it down here. Nope. Fudoj picks up a straight flush draw. And will bet it, as one would expect. Dozerson with second pair, good kicker, will call. Oh, look, another jack on the river. Fudoj comes up completely empty. Does he give up, or does he try it again? He gives up. Dozerson will check back. And what a start for Dozerson. Got twice as much as second place now. Doesn't decide to fold that hand, so he's not going to be a complete lunatic. This is a regular tournament. This is... First place is a lot of money. Second place is a little bit less. Third place is a little bit less. So it's not like that Vietnam game. We'll actually see poker here. And interesting play by DM Zonda. Not going for the all-in despite, let's see, what do you got? 13 big blinds and ace-9 of hearts. I might have just blasted off there, honestly. Because ace-9 of hearts isn't the best hand to play post-flop, but it's enough to make a move. Especially with Dozerson already folding. Now this should be an all-in. King 10 suited with that short of a step. Okay. How many big blinds do you have? Less than 8. What are you waiting for? With an 8 big blind stack, you're folding King 10 suited with just 3 people to act behind you. What are you waiting for? Oh yeah, look at the bar. This is going to be relatively quick. Especially with Dodgerson starting out the way he is. Zonda elects to give up the Jack 4 suited. I like it. I'm slightly biased. King 10's my personal favorite hand, but seriously, 8 big blinds, how do you fold that? It's been folded to you and there's only 3 people behind you. That's an automatic all-in. You've already laddered up 10,000 from your minimum payout. Of course, next payout's another 10,000. He's going to go for it with ace-2 offsuit. See, I would have folded that under the gun. It's a little bit different. Then again, that's also 8 big blinds, so... yeah. I mean, there's an argument for either way for that one. But look, he won the pot. And he holds about... had King 10 suited. We can see the other guys would have folded, but even if they did call, King 10 suited's got plenty of possibilities. Now the queens are going to make a smaller raise because Fudoj wants action. Not going to get it though. DM Zonda's the only one with a hand this time. Dodgerson's not splashing around too much. Which I think is correct in this spot because there's so many short stacks. If he was to raise, there's a lot of short stacks that are going to be like, all right, fine, whatever, let's do it. And he'll be pretty much priced in to call if he's got a crappy hand. Like, if Skibits goes all in for instance, if he bets 6 million and Skibits goes all in for 22, then he might be priced in to call even if he's got a crappy hand. Because if he were to happen to have live cards, like right here, for instance, DM Zonda. Well, DM Zonda That all-in is too much. He's not going to call it the 10-4 here. This time, not even the math is saying to go for it here. But he is thinking about it. He happens to have live cards. It actually would not be the worst call in the universe, but it's 10-4. Yeah, DM Zonda's going to show to send a message to everybody. I'm not messing around here. I am playing tight. Please respect my raises. Dojo-san raises under the gun with 10-6 suited. And he holds about now with an ace and doesn't even think about it. Folds it immediately, which is understandable because, again, Dojo-san has to call. And when you have ace-4 off suit, you don't really want to call. But this would have been about as good of a spot as she could have hoped for against 10-6. But any holds about clearly is thinking about the money ladder more than anything else. Libby G with a gut shot here needs one of Dojerson's 10s. Facing a min bet, I can actually see Libby G going for it. I'm going to assume that Libby G is a girl. That sounds like a girl name. DM Zonda sounds a little like a girl's name. I don't know. I know nothing about these players, as usual. Get that disclaimer out of the way. Gut shot does not come for Livy. The Jack High is good, but she's not going to be confident about that, is she? She's trying to represent something, like a slow-played flush on the turn, perhaps. She'll try. Dojo-san doesn't have anything, and nice move by Livy G. See, she's not scared. All right, and he holds about. Go! Thank you. Dojo-san might even fold the queen 6. Maybe not, though. That's such a small all-in. Barely over 5 big blinds at this point. It would have been a lot better if she would have gone all-in with the king 10 suited in this exact spot an orbit ago. Yep, he's going to call. The 6 hits. And the queen hits, and he holds about is drawing dead with the ace-7. And he holds about, ends up in 7th place, as I'm sure she was fearing. $29,000, though. Remember, the buy-in was $630, so all in all, a lot to be proud of. Just play your king 10s. Oh. You got 8 big blinds. King 10 suited is an automatic all-in. But she got scared, thought about the money instead of going for the win, and she ended up not laddering up after all. Dojerson with the 3-bet, understandable with the suited king. But gonna get some bad news here. Maybe just a call, see if he can milk the pot. I can also see an all-in, of course. Just get that giant stack in. Well, it's not an all-in, but it's a big raise. Dogerson has to know that he's up against it now. At minimum, ace-king. There's no way the second biggest stack would play back at him for this much. However, he's getting pretty good odds on a call, but he does do the right thing. Yeah, Global Elite just happened to take the 20 million down without seeing a flop. Even with aces, I kind of like that logic, because that's a significant pickup. Right, Skibitz, now guaranteed, what is it, 39,000 now? Yeah, 39,000. And he'll pick it up. That's an icky spot, actually. King 9 off is sort of all-inable, but it was also under the gun. He had the whole rest of the table to go through, so props to him for manning up and going for it. DM Zonda with a suited ace. And now under 15 big blinds. Doesn't have to go all in yet, but like, if she loses this hand, it's gonna have to be the next hand. Global Elite using that muscle also has a little something something. Global Elite right now the only one to make any inroads against Dogerson. King 10 suited. Well, if that's not 8 big blinds and that's under the gun, so that's a little more okay. She's got 14 big blinds. She can wait for a better spot. And like I said, it's under the gun, so a little less comfy to stick the rest of your chips in with a King 10. Skibbits knows that he's getting called, but knows that Ace 7 might be about as good as he's going to get. We're 6-handed now. The blinds are going around real quick. Doesn't want to, and he's going to go ahead and fold. Yeah, it's the threat of the fact that he's already put 6 million in. He's never folding. Those are some of the raise. Libby G absolutely can push back with the 2 10s here. I assume all the way. I think this is more of a fake tank, just trying to act like she's unsure whether or not she wants to move all in. Trust me, she made up her mind the second that Dogerson made the raise button. Yeah. She's never going anywhere with 10s. Fudosh! What amazing timing it is for Fudosh. Running very, very low on chips, down to under 8 big blinds. There's a deal. I was wondering if that would come up. Fudosh with obviously an all-in there. DM Zonda, again, pretty much priced in at this point. To make the call with the Queen Jack. Or not. Just snap fold the Queen Jack. I mean, she's right. But I don't think I would have done that. I think I would have had to call for the math. And I am I do identify as more of a field player, but that's too much field even for me. I would have had to go for it, but great discipline on DM Zonda's part. And the customary, I am small blind, I have big chips, you are big blind, you have small chips, I'm all in. Skibbits thinks Jack 10's good enough. Fudosh with 5s. On the fence type of decision here. Not nearly as easy as going all in with aces there. And this might get through. It should get through, actually. Skibbits is really good under the gun player. We've seen him go all in several times under the gun. Livy's going to fold that. Dogerson might play the King 10. He's a bit wary, I'm sure, of Global Elite, who is just going to get rid of the Ace 7. Obviously, Global Elite's a little wary of Dogerson as well. Fold, fold. I assume fold here, too. Global Elite will make a regular raise. Probably just get through. Actually, he could have just gone all in, honestly, because the big blind only had 35 million. But big blind's 3 million. All in would not have been all that fishy of a play. Skibbits might go for it here. But again, knows he's getting called. This time it would be a domination. But sometimes you just gotta push and hope your opponent has Queen Jack or something. But he's gonna keep his seat. Livy G probably will just call and see a flop of the 10-9. She's got just enough chips. Okay. She has just enough chips and just enough of a hand to realize a bit of potential. I think that alien character is the most popular avatar of all of America's Cardroom. bothers me a bit that he's got that, like, top head plate, like Frieza. Now, the rest of his body looks nothing like Frieza, but there's, like, just enough of a Frieza detail. Oh, straight! I used to have lots of nightmares about Frieza. In fact, the only sleep paralysis instance I have ever had involved being killed by Frieza in one of my dreams and not waking up afterward. Like, it just kept going and going and going. Frieza is my sleep paralysis demon, except it's only happened one time, so I don't think that qualifies for it, but anyway, Dojoson bets the straight, Global Elite folds pair, good fold, moving on. Skibit's thinking about it with the King 7. It's very borderline, but he's going to go for it. Livy G with another borderline decision here. Ace 10 certainly would have gone all in herself, but to call an all in, she's going to say no. It looks easy because we can see Skibit's cards. Now it's easy. I assume Min Raise is coming. Yep. Global Elite might look her up. DM Zonda, I would... Yeah, that's a fold. Well, she is short stack now. Global Elite's not even going to think about it with King 7. Here we go. Dojo-Sen versus DM Zonda. DM Zonda is going to be all in almost assuredly here. Is she really going to muck this? Nope. 18 minutes. Why are they doing this to me? That doesn't make any sense to do that. Oh, king! Dojo-Sen needs a 10 or an ace, does not get it. Zonda takes the king jack, and it works. Dojo-Sen, though, still well ahead. Skibitz and Fudoj are now very much in the danger zone. Livy G and DM Zonda can at least breathe a bit. And this will get through. I do understand the delay for DM Zonda re-raising, because she didn't want to, but because, again, Dojo-Sen has to call. But she knew she had to. I really don't understand 18 million instead of all in. That makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It just tilts me. Do they really know that I'm commentating on this? I don't think they do. But maybe they're just trying to tilt me. Wait, what did Libby G just fold? I'm sorry. Oh, never mind. That was completely standard. Wait, no. No. She seriously folded ace-jack in the small blind. She folded ace-jack in the small blind. Dude! How do you see ace-jack with 14 big blinds left and just say, nah, I'm good? I don't give a crap about ICM. That was a terrible fold. Look, you bought in for $630 and you're already guaranteed $39,000. If you're not happy with that, then you shouldn't be playing poker. I got Asperger's syndrome, and they can't hear me yet, maybe. So I'm going to give it to them straight. That was a horrible fold. Yeah, I wanted to go back there. I wanted to make sure I was seeing that correctly. Skibbits has been a little more willing to experiment, but not willing to call it off. He's got 8 big blinds left. Well, Libby's certainly not going to play the ace-7 if she doesn't want to play ace-jack. King-10 suited, absolutely going for it. With the big stack. King-9 suited, yes. King-10 suited. You can just call. You don't have to re-raise all in. Nope. Global Elite doesn't even want any part of it with Jack-10. Global Elite's played pretty passively. More than happy with his spot in second place and just hoping to see a little bit of cannibalism between the short stacks before taking on Dojosin himself. But King Queen's got to be a raise. Skibbits doesn't want to go with the ace. Am I just too loose? Like, these guys have survived such a huge field. They clearly know what they're doing to be able to get this far. Fudosh has to do this. Am I just way looser than I think? Because I like to think that I'm a tight player. But these guys are folding in spots that I would be no-brainer shoving. 5 big blinds has fold equity, apparently. I never expect that, but... Yep. Good for you, Fudosh. You fight for at least another hand. Happy now, Libby. Now you have ace-3 with a dwindling stack. We still only have one person going for a deal. Fudosh. We can see there's queens behind him. He can't know that, obviously. He's gonna go for it with 7 big blinds. Understandable, to say the least. Global Elite has him crushed. Didn't even have to raise there because Skibbits would have been all in anyway. And a queen will end all of the suspense. Fudosh, congratulations on $39,000. Global Elite, congratulations on that elimination. And the rest of you are now guaranteed $49,000. Hello. And Skibbits is just screwed here. I don't care how tight you are. There's no getting away from this one. He is more than happy to stick it in there. He's absolutely grinning ear to ear right now. And now, he's not. Needs a jack, obviously. I don't need to spell it out for you. Doesn't hit it. Dojosin takes it. Skibbits, with some valiant effort as the short stack, did a lot of raises as under-the-gun short stack. A lot of people wouldn't do that. So, very nice job. Picking up the pots where you could. You have earned yourself $49,000 off of a buy-in of $630. Oh, look, Libby folded a totally playable hand in the small blind again. Guaranteed $67,000, and she's still hoping for... Although, in that spot, honestly, I'm okay with that, because 10-8's one of those hands you want to play post-flop, but she's all in her fold now. So, I don't know what I would have done there, honestly. I might have folded that, too. Because you're never just going to limp in, because Dojosin's going to put you all in no matter what. King, Queen, that's an all-in. Blind just went up again, so... No more hiding, Livy. And not even thinking about it with a King 10. Four-handed, I might have given that one a spin, but obviously that was the correct decision. Tens. If it's at a full table, then no way that's a call. But four-handed King 10 might have been worth it, but you know, that's just me. Obviously, Global Elite made the right decision there. Once again, DM's on to showing that she doesn't shove in with nothing. And now she has 8s. I can't do the quick math. How many big blinds is that? 13.5. It is nice that ACR has that feature. Gotta be honest. Global Elite with a pair. And folds it. Global Elite definitely is thinking about the money jumps as well. You would think four-handed would be at least good enough. Now he can start thinking about taking on Dozierson himself. Started the final table locking up 19,000. Now he's locked up 67,000. Of course, if he happens to fold his way to second place, that's 123,100. Which makes that an extra 56,100. Which is kind of a lot of money. I mean, I'm not blind. Ah. More aces. 3 of them, actually, pre-flop. Livy G's got to do it. Dogerson's got to call, but... Dude. Don't you dare. Okay, thank you. You have to, Dogerson. You have to. You put in the 7 million, you're not going to fold it. Wow. He's got so much more discipline than I do. I got to give him a lot of props for that. He's just got so many chips. You would think you'd be willing to throw him around at least a little bit. DM Zonda's in trouble here with a playable Queen Jack. Global Elite's got kings. And how do these guys know, man? So many disciplined folds. Easy fold for Livy G. Dogerson can see a flop here if he wants to. Did you know that? You guys are allowed to call and see flops. There we go. Middle pair for Dogerson. Kings, of course, Global Elite still ahead, but Dogerson's got enough to keep him on the hook. That's a small enough bet. Oh, now he's certainly got enough. Problem is that hook is somewhere else right now. And he's going to check and let Global Elite keep going. I think he correctly has Global Elite on big cards and thinks that he can keep betting for him. How do they know, man? That 6 does not look like it would have helped him very much. The 3-4 got there. Other than that, though, not a lot. That's a great check by Global Elite. Dogerson now probably wants to bet now. I was going to say like 16 million. Global Elite's certainly not going anywhere, but that's very nice pot control in his part. Did not lose too much on that hand. Although, this doesn't look like a very good setup for him either. Queen Jack suited is going to raise it up. Ace King suited for Dogerson going nowhere. Raised to maybe 21 million. Ooh, it's even more. I think Global Elite can get away from this. But Dogerson looks real good right now. He does not get away from it. And there's a king on the flop. Dogerson, yet again, has an opponent drawing 100% dead. Global Elite, you went for it. You went for it. I gotta give you credit for that. But you guessed wrong. Dogerson now with an absolute hammerlock on this trophy. See, 67,000 is good enough. Dogerson with a King 10 really might as well just shove anything that's good. Because these guys have no play left in them. We have an all-alien final 3. This could be a 3-way all-in right here. No. Livy, you have to. Dogerson, yeah, call. Every single time he has the opponent drawing dead. It's so sick. I mean, What can you say? Dodgerson is obviously playing pretty well, but my God, is he running good. How good can one guy run? That's the question. Dodgerson apparently is answering that for us. And the queen is good enough to go all in, he thinks. It was a close one, but I'm kind of with him. DM Zonda knows that she has to pick a hand sometime in the next, maybe 5 or 6, just to have any chance whatsoever. Besides, Queen 6 is not worth it. This is very much a beggars can't be choosers situation when one person has so many more chips than the other one. It's amazing that there's somebody with over 100 big blinds. That's good enough. DM Zonda with 9-5, that's not good enough. There you go. But Dodgerson does not call. I mean, she's just stuck in purgatory until they get it all in and call. This might work. Just a call. Okay. If she can get a little rally going here, then we could be in for a very long heads up, but the way Dodgerson is running, as soon as it goes all in and call, he's gonna like flop a straight or something against like ace queen that completely missed everything. Hello? Chop? Or does he fold? He's gonna call, and they're gonna chop this almost assuredly. Okay, no flush. Dodgerson's not running that good, apparently. As soon as he saw that ace of hearts, he had to have been thinking, well, here comes my flush. runner to end it. 8-5 suited. Sure. King Queen certainly not going anywhere. They both pair up. And there's the 8. Dodgerson just can't lose. That's all there is to it. This was a final table where one guy just could not lose. Well, when it's your day, it's your day. That's the only lesson to be milked from this, I think. There you go. There's your final 8. No deal was done. I'm always happy about that, of course. And, yeah, short day for me, I guess. I can go eat lunch now and then prepare for a VVV stream. Because I'm getting really, really close to the perfect run there, so hopefully that happens. Alright, see you guys in the next poker video, or maybe, who knows? I might even post something from VVV before that happens.